This is either going to be brilliant or it's going to be a disaster. You just can let me know at the end. Good evening, everybody. My name is Declan and I'm an alcoholic. Jesus, Declan, how'd your speech get into my pocket? Just, Jane, you're an awful woman. I thought it was my wallet you were going for. No, but I'd like to say congratulations to Clare and Colin on their very special day. And I'm sure you'll all agree with me that Clare was a beautiful looking bride. And Colin was a very handsome groom. What's the booing for? He was handsome. She's trying to hang me. But I wish them all the best of happiness, prosperity and good fortune in their life. I won't start by welcoming Colin into the family because he done that himself a few years ago by insisting on joining our family WhatsApp group. And that's when we actually had to stop talking about him. So I'd like to say, Colin, you are now welcome to the secret family WhatsApp group. Or as they say in that film, you're welcome to the inner circle. My kids always tell me I have a problem saying, I love you. You know, whether it's finishing a phone call, they go, I love you, Dad. And I go, yeah, grand, thanks. And they go, I love you, Dad. I said thanks. And they go, I love you, Dad. And I go, okay, right, I love you too. So on this special day for you, Clare, I'd like to say, I like you a lot. No, Clare, I want to say, I love you. I always remember Clare's first day with Colin. I was sitting in the kitchen with Terry, and she told me Clare was on a date. She had a date tonight. I says, who? She says, I don't know. She said, someone from work asked her out. And so Clare came up to the kitchen and says, I'm off now. And I says, grand. And she went out, and Colin had parked out in the road. He didn't come into the drive, you know. And Terry says, I'm going out to have a look. And I said, will you leave it? I says, so she comes back in anyway, and she says, Jesus, John, he's a baldy old fella. This is the truth. She said in a loud registered car. And I says, oh my Jesus, Clare, what have you done? You're gone off with Thomas Slab Murphy or one of them other border county bandits. You know. But for a woman that says she can't see 3 feet in front of her, it was a wonderful description she gave to the guards in Drogheda, who assured her that no, Colin had no criminal record. He was from a very respectable family and actually lived over the border in County Meath. So we eventually met Colin, who turned out to be a gentleman, courteous, polite, and I have to say to this day is a gentleman, courteous and polite. After a few months, like we had met Colin several times, but I remember Mary, Terry's sister, was sitting in the sitting room with Colin and Clare, and she came in to the kitchen and she says, John, Claire's boyfriend, what's his name? Is it Colin or Colin? I says, jeez, I haven't a clue, Mary. I says, we just call him Ketchup. If anybody knows Colin, if you gave him a chicken curry and fried rice, there's fucking ketchup all over it. If you gave him an Irish stew, there's ketchup all over it. And I remember Claire saying she used to be embarrassed when she'd be out with Colin and the two girls and they might go for a Sunday dinner or something. At the end of the dinner, in the middle of the table, there'd be all these empty sachets of ketchup piled up that high. Now, one would think that was a reflection on Jean's cooking. I have to say, I've been to Jean's house a couple of times and had meals. Colin, you do not need ketchup. But I'd like to thank Colin for introducing two special people into our lives. And no, Jane, it's not you and Declan. Declan and Dermot, Colin's twin brothers. It's definitely not you. Clare and Leanne, Colin's two sister-in-laws, it actually could be you. Because yous are fine things. But no, the two special people that Colin has introduced into our lives is Ruby and Indy. Another special person that's here in the room tonight is my mother, Claire's grandmother, and Willow's great-grandmother, my mother, Annie, who turned 91 last month. I just want to say, Irish mothers are wonderful. They'll always keep you right. It could be called cruel love or whatever, but they'll always keep you on the right track. I always remember her calling me for school and saying, John, you have to get up for school. And I say, Mammy, I don't want to go to school today. And she says, John, you have to get up for school. But Mammy, I have a pain in my tummy. And she says, John, you have to go to school. It's the first day of your leaving cert. Another special person in my life, I met her when she was only a teenager, and I thought, how lucky am I this person is going to be in my life for as long as I live. She was actually so young you could still see the straps of the marks of the straps of the school bag on her back. But there's since been a marriage, there's since been children, there's since been grandchildren. And no, Carol, I'm not talking about you. It's not always about you, Carol. I'm talking about my wonderful wife, Terry. Declan and Jane live in a lovely part of the world. I remember myself and Terry going down that direction. David was home from America one time, and we said we'd go to Newgrange, but we would have had to wait an hour, and then the tour was an hour, and I think Ireland were playing in the European playoff, and David wouldn't have got home to see the match, so we ended up going to the site of the Battle of the Boyne, down near where Colin and Clare live now, and nice day, and we got loads of information. There was two lads there dressed up in the uniforms of King William of Orange and the Catholic King James II, and gave us loads of information, and one thing I remembered was they said, you know, it was the site of the biggest land battle in the British Isles ever. That's not right. So I went home and I Googled it, and no, the biggest land battle that ever took place in the British Isles was the 2010 Leinster Senior Football Final between the wee small county of Meath, or Louth, and the mighty royal county of Meath. It was an epic battle that only lasted about 75 minutes. But the wee county had the upper hand until that mighty warrior from Meath, Joey Sheridan, scored a fantastic try. I'm in goal in the dying minutes. Oh, the men from the wee county weren't happy at all. Oh, there was fighting on the pitch, there was fighting on the terraces. And the men from the wee county said, we want to fight again. And the men from the mighty county of Meath said, no, go back to your dwellings, go back to your wives and children, the battle is over. And they said, well, we'll be back. And the men from the mighty county said, yeah, right. So it never happened. Again. Well, anyway, I'd like to finish with a bar of a song, if you don't mind. Right, Clare assures me that Colin is a very good singer. But he only has one song, and he sings it in the shower. So, here I go. When you walk through the storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky, and the sweet silver sound of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. One more time for Colin. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. Got you there, Colin. Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You've been a great audience. I've another gig to go to now.